For over a decade, Bonanza reigned as one of television's most beloved westerns. Set on the sprawling Ponderosa Ranch, it wasn't just about shootouts and saloons, it was about family, loyalty, and the bond between Ben Cartwright and his three sons. Millions of viewers tuned in each week to watch the Cartwrights navigate frontier life. But as the show rode high in the ratings, some of its stars began to disappear from the screen, and fans were left wondering why. One of the most talked about exits was that of Pernell Roberts, who played the eldest son, Adam Cartwright. While his brooding charm won over audiences, behind the scenes, Roberts wasn't happy. He openly criticized the show's scripts, calling them repetitive and lacking depth. Roberts was a trained stage actor who felt the role limited his talent. He wanted more challenging, meaningful material, and he wasn't afraid to speak up. Eventually, he left the show in 1965, walking away at the height of its popularity. It was a bold move, and while his career after Bonanza had its ups and downs, Roberts stood by his decision. Then there was the tragic departure of Dan Blocker, the fan favorite who played the gentle giant Hoss Cartwright. Unlike Roberts, Blocker had no plans to leave the show. He was deeply loved by fans and cast alike. But in 1972, Blocker died suddenly at the age of 43 from a pulmonary embolism following gallbladder surgery. The cast and crew were devastated. Bonanza had lost its heart, and the show was never quite the same without him. It marked a turning point, one that ultimately led to the series, and just a year later, Michael Landon, who portrayed the youngest brother, Little Joe, remained loyal to Bonanza throughout its run. But even he had his reasons for moving on. Landon was ambitious not just in front of the camera, but behind it. As the show progressed, he took on more writing and directing responsibilities. When Bonanza ended, Landon quickly moved on to create and star in Little House on the Prairie, where he had full creative control. His exit wasn't dramatic, but it was a clear sign he was ready for the next big chapter in his career. Even Lorne Greene, who played family patriarch Ben Cartwright, found it difficult to keep the show going after Blocker's passing. He once admitted that without Hoss, the family dynamic felt broken. The chemistry was off, and the emotional toll was heavy. Though Greene stayed until the end, he knew the magic had faded. What made Bonanza so special was the connection between its characters, and when that connection was lost, it was hard to recapture. The departures weren't just about contracts or career moves. They were about artistic integrity, personal loss, and the natural evolution of a show that had given everything it could. In the end, Bonanza didn't just tell stories about the Old West. It told the story of a family on and off screen whose bond was strong, even as life led them down different trails. And maybe that's why, decades later, fans still remember it with such affection.